What's poppin', guys? Back again with another video. It's your boy, Multiple Voice Guy. And everybody, welcome to episode 2 of Fight Wars Unlimited, the show where I take two characters and I just pin them up against each other. And it could be any character I want because, well, this is my show and I basically do what I want. So basically, guys, we have an epic battle for you today. But before I get into that, be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees, but today's battle is going to be sick, because today I'm going to be pinning the Dark Knight, Batman, against a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Which one of these two hero icons are going to make it out on top? Let's find out in today's battle. Basically, how it goes is that first I go over each character's origins, their abilities, their weapons, basically, and all that. So, how about we get started with Batman? Bruce Wayne was just a little boy, and also, he was rich, he had the money, and then one night, as they were walking home from a play, they decided to take the long way home, where they went into an alley, and basically, as they're walking out, a burglar came out and shot both of Bruce Wayne's parents, leaving him all alone, and an orphan at 12. Holy sh**. But thanks to Batman's parents dying, which actually that's pretty sad, but since his parents died, he got the family fortune. And basically, he grew up to be Bruce Wayne, aka genius billionaire playboy. But he also went on to be the hero, Batman, who protects the streets of Gotham City. Basically, Batman's suit has installated armor that's stab-proof, bulletproof, and flame-proof. Basically, Batman has the smarts and the intelligence, and he's really skilled in hand-to-hand combat. And, of course, we cannot forget his lucky gadgets and his little utility belt. Basically, this utility belt has everything. Grappling hooks, smoke bombs, batarangs, beer. I'm joking, that's not in there. But it probably could if Batman wanted it to. But basically, Batman is a huge strategist, and basically using fear to strike fear to basically roll the criminals. You're under arrest. You just crippled that man. He's young. He'll walk again. But you'll stay scared. Won't you, punk? Yeah, okay, that's pretty much Batman. And now, Spider-Man. Now, Peter Parker was just your average nerdy high school boy who was bullied. A lot. But basically, until one day, his life changed forever. Basically, one day, while he was on a school field trip, he got bitten by a radioactive spider. That gave him, well, you guessed it, all the powers of a spider. Which meaning, he could climb walls, he could shoot webs, if you watch the Tobey Maguire version. And of course, his most famous, the spider sense. Basically, he thinks kind of like an alarm system. Yeah, basically giving him these new abilities. But before he became a hero, he signed up for wrestling. But the person decided to cheat Peter out of his money, and Peter decided, you know what? No, I'm going to get revenge. And so while they were getting robbed, Spider-Man could have easily stopped the robber, but he just let him go. But yeah, that was kind of a bad idea, because after that, it turned out Peter Parker's uncle died. And he was shot by a burglar. So as Spider-Man traced down the burglar, basically he found out a dark truth. The person who shot his Uncle Ben was the petty crook he let go from the arena. And Spider-Man was always left from the guilt, because if Spider-Man hadn't let the robber go, Uncle Ben would still be alive. And so he always carried that guilt on, and why he became the hero Spider-Man. Because with great power, there must also come great responsibility. Okay, now that we got their origins and abilities out of the way, basically, let's go over some of their greatest foes and how they do it. Yes, it is true, Batman is an ordinary guy, just like all of us. But Batman has taken down multiple threats like the Joker, Two-Face, the Riddler, Killer Croc, and so many more villains. And now, how can Batman do this when he's just a mortal man with all of his gadgets and just fighting moves? Because Batman has trained himself both physically and mentally to basically withstand his way out of anything. and of course, the smarts and the intelligence. But as for Spider-Man, he's basically fought in greatest foes like the Green Goblin, Doc Ock, and Venom, and also Spider-Man's been able to do all this because he also uses a little bit of strategy, and of course, his lovely quips. And also, he's really fast and agile. Now, I guess it's time to go on who would win. Okay, you guys want to see Batman vs. Spider-Man? Okay, fight. I'm joking. But basically, yes. Basically, I think that demonstration should have said it all. The winner is going to be Spider-Man. Now, before y'all is like, bullshit! Just hear me out, okay? Basically, the reason why Spider-Man will win is because he has thanks to his speed, strength, and agility, Batman would not be able to touch him. Now, yes, Batman would put up a good fight with his fists and all that stuff, but thanks to Spider-Man's spider sense, Batman's gadgets won't be able to touch him. Okay, let's say the battle starts like this. Spider-Man is swinging through New York, or Gotham, or whatever, and Batman is just chilling on a rooftop until he sees Spider-Man, and he mistakes him for a bad guy because, well, he watches J. Jonah Jameson always calling Spider-Man a menace. So Batman decides to throw a battering, and Spider-Man's sense goes off, and it cuts the web. Spider-Man falls into a building, and Batman comes down. Spider-Man's like, who are you? And Batman's like, I'm vengeance. And you are going down, Spider-Man. Your days of terrorizing people are over. Spider-Man's like, oh yay, another Jameson fanboy. And then the fight begins. Batman starts throwing batterings, but of course Spider-Man using his reflexes to dodge. And then Batman throws a smoke bomb in Spider-Man's face, and then Batman starts punching Spider-Man. And then they start getting into a fist fight. And of course, as we all know, Batman is really skilled in hand-to-hand combat. And Spider-Man trying to fight back, but Batman's just countering every single one of his moves. Until Batman decides to throw a battering, Spider-Man dodges, and as the battering comes back, Spider-Man does a backflip because of his spider sense for it to go back to Batman. But of course, Batman's also smart, and he dodges. And of course, Spider-Man's like, okay, who are you, new goon? Like, you're also dressing up as your favorite animal. Cool, me too. This is not a game. And then as they keep battling it out, Spider-Man uses his webs and basically, as they're just fighting their way down. But of course, this is Batman. And so Batman's able to tase Spider-Man and punch him onto a car. And then Batman decides to do another move and decides to take out Spider-Man's hearing. As Spider-Man's covering his ears, Batman tries to go in for the final blow, but somehow... And then Spider-Man looks up and Batman punches Spider-Man in the face. But then Spider-Man remembers his Uncle Ben's words, and Spider-Man throws the sound thing back at Batman, and then Spider-Man just does all these other different web combos and throws Batman onto a car, and then starts webbing him up. But as a last resort, Batman throws a batarang, Spider-Man dodges it, it comes back, Spider-Man's spider sense goes off, he does a backflip, and it lands back in front of Batman, and it just explodes. Well, right in Batman's face. And as Batman hits the wall and Spider-Man checks his pulse and sees he's still alive, but Spider-Man decides to web off Batman just for good measure, and then Spider-Man swings off, taking the win. So, yeah, that's basically the winner. So, yeah, that's basically our winner, Spider-Man. Batman put up a good fight, but thanks to Spider-Man's speed, strength, and agility, and also thanks to his spider sense, speed, strength, and agility, and also thanks to his spider sense, the Dark Knight was no match for the wall crawler. So our winner is Spider-Man. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check out my previous episode, which was Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. And be sure to check out my next episode, which I think this is going to be cool. Which, next episode, I'm going to be pitting the Man of Steel, Superman, against the God of Thunder, Thor. God, I can't wait for that. But until then, I'm Austin. But until then, I'm Multiple Voice Guy. And this has been Fight Wars Unlimited.